Happy Monday. Diving into the cards and tuning in, I first started to feel a bit of peace. Like there's a lot in this collective is going to start to have that reassurance from your own wisdom being known. So not everything might be settled yet, but there's still an inner wisdom that is brought about. Like within, you're feeling your resolution. So let's turn to the card. Two of Swords. A decision to be had. This is where you've been. This is why that piece has come through, because you've been trying to hold this balancing act, being in the middle, weighing something that shouldn't, logically, your brain wants to say shouldn't feel like a burden, or maybe your heart wants to say it's not a burden because it almost feels wrong to say it is. But for whatever reason, it really has become a burden. Maybe you've just taken on someone else's emotions too long. You've taken on someone else's heartache, and it's not your burden to carry. Other times, I think there's someone here, it's just you're doing too much around, and there's still this old mentality. You're supposed to be able to do it all. And the truth is, even the things that are 3D can be a burden if we don't let up a little bit. It's okay to not have our foot on the gas pedal the full time. So you've been in this balancing act. And this is why there's a peace almost washing over, because you haven't moved out of this in full yet, but your inner wisdom is like, I know my truth, and there's more strength to hold this now before moving out of it. King of Pentacles. This is showing up a lot right now in collective readings, and I really see that people are focused on looking at what is and isn't righteous leadership. This is what wants to come through, and how that shows up in the physical. So a very business application for that righteous leadership. There's a lot of people who are starting to look at what that looks like once you get outside of the spiritual realm. It's almost, in a way, easier to feel like you have that leadership from the place of light. You're talking about those kinds of subjects. But once you try to apply it towards sales or something else that's very 3D earthly based, we're looking at, well, what does that look like now? And there we go with justice too. Ultimately, we are figuring out where this needs to balance, and the heart will balance out the scales of justice. It will start to play out for people. And this isn't so much of a justice that something happened, there needs to be the reaction. This has the energy of moving into simply coexistence, joyful coexistence. But again, the word righteous wants to come through as well, which is a very loaded word. So I say that hesitantly, but I trust the spirit. There's going to be less about right and wrong, trying to correct or readjust purely for the past and just moving forward. And kind of like why this Two of Swords here. She's in this balancing act, and it's not going to be, we've got to bring another one back up to speed. It just is. This feels intense, but not underwater. Like we're ready. And with that, I send you off with love. Have a beautiful week leading into Mother's Day weekend. Take care.